But anyway, it's this event where it's kind of like an educational workshop type of thing. If you are in need in your business to invest in some sort of education, some hands-on learning, connecting with other vendors, Light It Up is the perfect way to do that. I believe you can look it up on littlelightsonthelane.com or Light It Up, littlelightsonthelane/Light It Up, or their Instagram or whatever. Things are going to be being posted quite a bit from us as well. So if you're on the fence and you're like, I want to try to take the next steps in my business to enhance and grow and be a part of a community, absolutely would recommend it. Dude, you are crunching over there, dude. You are creative crunching, dude.
I'm gonna make that a bit. Right now. Let me mark that clip. Wait. I didn't think you could hear.
I thought you left the headphones on.
Oh my god, how long is your cord?
I don't know. Like, I feel like it's...
Oh my god! That is like the cord I had in my house when we were kids. I could like make a phone call and I could walk like all around the outside of the house.
Yeah, where you like have to like roll it up and hold.
That is so far.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Creative Crunch podcast. We are on a roll with pumping some podcasts out, and we're happy with it. They're going well. It's fun. It's a good time. I see the light. If you're watching on YouTube, like look at my face.
Oh, that's
like,
creative.
The light. Is it just here? Like take my picture real quick.
I can't see. It's such low quality. We'll take a still from the edit.
Okay, good. All right, I'm going to come back. But welcome back, everybody, to the Creative Crunch podcast. Like I said, we have been posting and pushing out content, which has been fun. And Ben and I realized we haven't done a boys only. We haven't done just us in quite a while, and sometimes those are, yeah. And Ben is still just crunching over there. What are you eating?
Nutter butter.
All right. Before we remember what we were talking about, again, welcome back. Thank you for listening and watching and all the fun stuff with our podcast. This is probably going to be the last episode ever, and that's the thumbnail. Our last episode ever.
I wouldn't joke about that because I feel like that's a high likable chance, unless we can push through.
What?
Like knowing my availability in the next month. I don't know. Maybe I'll be available. Who knows?
No, but what I was going to say is, okay, no, it's not the last episode ever, but it will be the last episode of me and Ben. For probably
forever.
Forever. Yeah. So we're actually breaking up as friends. We have had it up to here with each other, and it's just not fun anymore. And we both told ourselves, once it stops being fun, like once our friendship is not fun anymore, that we're gonna move on. And I think everyone can take a lesson from us. If your friends and your relationships aren't fun, just quit, give up, because it's not worth fighting for. So yeah, this is the last episode between Ben and I forever, because we are breaking up.
You know what I think makes people really funny? Like I feel like it's a skill to be funny.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan is really good at this. But I think you're funny if you can say something sarcastically, knowing I'm going to get a laugh out of this, And when people start laughing, you don't start laughing. You continue to be like, you're like, wait, yeah, well, why is this funny to you? Even though inside you're laughing so hard inside, but you're just not showing it. I think if you can continue, that is humorous confidence. That's how I'm going to call it. If you can be so confident with making people laugh, you can continue to keep a straight face. Because I feel like that bit that you just pulled right there with us breaking up, I would have said us breaking up, and then I would have started laughing.
Yeah. Did I laugh? Yeah, I laughed. But I can't not laugh when you laugh, you know?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think you continued to go through it, though. Confidently, without, like, stopping.
Are you funny?
Well, yeah, you're funny.
Clip that.
But, yeah, I think it's...
No, I get exactly what you're saying, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have funny thoughts and funny ideas, and then when you, like you said, when you start going through the bit, you can't hold it together. And I think that's what years and years of practicing sarcasm has led to, especially for Ryan. And sarcasm is just...
Yeah, Ryan...
It's just it.
Ryan, it's interesting to pick Ryan's brain, because I think he's like if he could have a goal, I think it would, like, long term, him being like a stand-up comedian or something. I could totally see him doing something like that. But when he talks about what it's like to enjoy the joke, it's not enjoyable to enjoy the joke, because he's more worried about making sure other people enjoy it. Kind of like us. It's hard for us to go to a movie and now enjoy it the way that we did before we started videography, because now we'd be like, oh, look at, there's a jump cut, but yeah, as someone who tells jokes, they're constantly thinking about ways to turn things into jokes, like writing them down, thinking about them. But yeah, he says it kind of sucks, like, you don't really get to enjoy your own jokes.
I guess that makes sense. Also, I just want to... Okay, nutter butter it up, bud. Just get real close. Just let everyone hear the crunch. It is the Creative Crunch podcast, so just give it.
One good crunch?
One good crunch. That wasn't the best. Like, when I was not even in the frame and I was hearing it, those were crunches, dude. Those is what Creative Crunch is named after. Okay, well, anyway, we figured we'd be off task. We literally have nothing to talk about, really. But, so all jokes aside, we're not breaking up, even though I think about it a lot. Ben is any second going to be a dad. And that would be a lot to ask from him to be on the podcast as consistently as we want to the next month, 2 months, 3 months. I don't know anything about parental stuff. I don't know how long your leave is or whatever. But so expect there to be episodes, but they might just be me. They might be me and a guest. They might be me and another co-host, and we're just chit-chatting, hanging out. So no, Ben and I are not done. We still plan to get married. Yes.
That was it. That's
what was it? The last episode? Wasn't it the last episode where you were talking about being pregnant, and you said you like built up this whole thing, and you're like, yeah, and Reed and I are adopting. Oh, okay.
Anyway,
there's something in the air today. It's. I feel like it's going to be a goofy episode, but anyway, like I said, might just be me, might be me and a guest, might be me and someone else from the creative industry, just chit chatting and stuff. That might be shorter, like especially if I do one on my own, it's probably going to be like 15 minutes, maybe less, just with little nuggets of things I want to talk about. I don't know. So yeah, Ben at literally any second now is going to be a father, and that's very exciting for him. And yeah, so this is the last podcast where he's not a dad, and
Yeah.
I think we should celebrate. Can you hit the clapping thing? Does
Wait,
that like come
actually-
through when it's recording?
So say it. What? Oh wait, say it one last time.
Yeah. So again, I think this is the not I think. So again, this is the last podcast between Ben and I, with Ben not being a father to a actual physical outside of the womb child, and I think that is something that we should celebrate. Am I supposed to hear? Like, I hear it through your computer.
I don't know if I hear it either. Watch, it's gonna be on the recording.
Why did you do laughing and not? I said celebrate.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So make sure to bombard Ben Graphic Formulas on Instagram with congratulatory messages and stuff. Creative Crunch too. Feel free to DM us. Congratulations to the both of us, because I'm excited to be better friends with this kid than I am with his father. So, or her, his or her father. We don't know the gender.
All right, so wait a second.
We're
I want
waiting.
to know, how do you think I will change as a person?
I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't know, because like I've never had a kid. I'm not at that time in my life. I'm not, and so like I feel like you'll be the same person, like personality wise, creative wise, like still gonna call each other bitches, I'm assuming, just maybe when the kid's not around until they're older. And I think you're just gonna probably be more responsible, because you literally have to keep this kid alive. And so I think your life is gonna change, like, completely, but I don't think you'll really change much. I don't know. What do you think? I'm curious. Do you think you'll change?
Yeah, I think I will. It's hard to wrap my head around, honestly, because I feel like it'd be a little easier if I knew what gender. Then I could kind of picture my future a little bit more. Because I haven't made a connection fully. Like, I've been calling it for the last 9 months. So it feels, it is not like a real it. Like,
You could probably
I can't
call
wait
it
till we can
the
stop
baby,
calling it.
or baby.
Yeah, the baby.
babe.
But I think you're right. I think I'll change a little bit more. Like, someone told me that they became more aware of what they do, and like their health, their habits and stuff. And so I imagine I'll be more conscious of like that and what I'm like. Oh, maybe one time I would leave the trash somewhere. I'll be like, I'll deal with it later. But like, if that kid is around, I imagine I'm gonna be more like,
Yeah.
I want him, her to learn that stuff can be taken care of like right away, or like whatever I decide to teach them. Because
Yeah,
I'll
so I
know
think-
my own. I will be aware of my own like negative attributes, and I'll be like, I want to make sure this thing doesn't grow up with that. Damn, I wish I had another Nutter Butter right here. I really want one right now.
We're like deep. We were talking deep about you changing, and then you're like, "Whoop! Where's my Nutter Butter?" And we went downhill real fast after that. No, I think your priorities will change a little bit. Obviously, your priority is going to be the kid, and obviously, I would assume you and Lauren's relationship as well, because I've heard that not that it can be hard on a relationship, but like once you have a baby, like all your focus goes to that, and obviously when you're with someone, you're married, you're having a child, like it's important to keep that relationship too. So I feel like you're just going to put more priority into those things. So maybe for a while you're not really going to be working too much, and hopefully your couples understand that, and all that stuff. But you as a person, I don't know if you'll change much personality wise, friendship wise, things like that. Because my friend Matt and his wife had a kid, and like what changed was the priorities, right? So he has a family now, and in college we're like out drinking every other weekend, doing all this stuff and having fun. But he's still the same guy. Like he's still like my friend, and like, so I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll find out real soon. Real soon. But anyway, do you want to talk more about your daddy duties soon, or?
No, I think it's something that we'll just like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to hear your perspective, like in the future, from what you know. Like it might be hard for me to become aware of how I've changed.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you'll change that much. I just think your life will change. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like what I'm saying, does that?
Yeah.
Can you connect that? Okay. Because like, I want to say once you have a kid, I'm sure your world is completely different. Your life has completely changed, but I don't know how much you change as a person besides like, oh, I have to take care of this thing. I have to take care of it. And, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you'll be awful and I won't. Maybe we really will break up.
Weird thing about kids is I feel like I've never been confident with kids.
I bet it all changed. What? Are you kidding? I feel like every video I've seen of like when you're hanging out with your family, the kids are all over you, hanging out with you. Like every single
I'm not
time.
necessarily worried about. Like that's usually when I'm around other people, though. I feel like if I was by myself taking care of a kid, I would not be confident. Especially if it was a baby. If it was a kid that could like go to the bathroom, take care of himself, I wouldn't have to worry about.
Well,
I feel like when there's babies and I have to pick them up, I feel like I'm so fragile, and I'm like, please don't cry, please don't cry, please don't cry, and I'm excited to get over that.
I'm sure you'll get over that really fast, like maybe even immediately. I bet, dude. I bet the first time that you hold that thing. And that baby, that kid, that thing, that it.
It's going to be a thing when it comes out. I should make a gender reveal video, and it rather than it says like it's a boy, it's a girl, just be like, it's a thing.
But once you're holding that baby for that first time, I bet that all those worries and things go away. I bet like, holy cow, I made this thing, and this is mine. And I don't know. I think it'll be cool. I'm excited for you and Lauren. I think it'll be cool. I'm excited to be an uncle again. I've been an uncle for the last 13. Nope. I've been an uncle for the last 16 years. What? Okay. That was weird. But I'm glad to add another one to the just not blood. Just
it's been pretty crazy.
The Creative Crunch Kid, dude.
The Creative Crunch Kid, the kids podcast that we're releasing.
Yeah,
starting next month.
Yeah, we're not ready to talk about that yet. We still have we've got some behind the scenes work we gotta wrap up. But
it's been so weird for me preparing for this baby to come because there's something with procrastination. But I've gotten so much stuff done that we've needed to get done for a long time. Like, I've probably taken like 3 or 4 trips to the dump in the last 2 weeks. Just getting rid of stuff that we don't need. Or to Goodwill. I've automated a bunch of stuff like in our nursery. I wanted to make our lives as easy and as enjoyable as possible.
Just
What?
1 second. The video it cut out for me when you were saying that, and it said, I heard what I heard was I went to take a dump the last few weeks, several times or whatever you said. Oh, and it's probably not gonna actually lag in the actual video, but
It's whatever.
I'm glad you're
I went
taking it.
So I went and took a dump.
I went to take a dump a few times the last few weeks. That's
get
good.
everything
That's
cleared
good,
out
buddy.
before heading to the hospital.
I'm really happy that you're taking care of yourself that way. Yeah, you're setting a good example for that thing. Anyway,
But,
go
but
on.
yeah, so I've been trying to make our experience with being home and like all of those like minor things that may not be annoying now, but like when we're like on our last leg of like sleep and we're extra angry, I like did these things knowing this will help me be less stressed or be less anxious. So like I've added a bunch of like buttons around my house. So like we don't have to always be like, hey, turn on the lights or whatever. I can just like hit a button or like we like deep cleaned our bedroom. Just essentially making everything a lot easier, and we moved some furniture and yeah.
Has
So
it
we're
set in
pretty-
yet?
No, and I don't think it will until I'm like holding this thing.
Yeah.
Until I'm a little worried I'm gonna faint when I see Lauren getting cut open. But
Will you see that part? I don't. I feel
yeah, I
like
think
they'd-
they tell you if you want to look, you can look, and then I can like watch them pull the baby out of her like cut open guts. But
Yeah. Well, at least you'll be in a hospital. My recommendation would probably be to not faint, because I feel like if you do faint, you won't be able to hold the baby right away, and then the baby's just gonna be like, "I'm just chilling. I haven't met my mom or dad yet."
I imagine I'll probably FaceTime you tomorrow.
Are you throwing that out there now? You're throwing that out that tomorrow?
I mean, we'll just say we'll post it after the baby's born. We'll post
But you
it
just
tomorrow
said-
afternoon.
But you just said tomorrow. You just said tomorrow,
Tomorrow?
today. Tomorrow.
But yeah, like tomorrow afternoon we'll post this episode.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't care that people know that. Why? I'm getting a
What?
phone call from Davenport, Iowa, and I got 2 today. And I'm kind of
Let him go to voicemail.
Yeah. Because I think it's my friend Dan calling from his school or something. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't.
Does he
whatever.
need someone to
Anyway,
substitute or something?
yeah, because I'm made for that and capable. Yeah, I think that's gonna be crazy. You're gonna be a dad. Next time we see you on the podcast, you're gonna have a child, and we're gonna know the gender, so we don't have to call it it or thing or baby.
Yeah, that's
anymore.
probably gonna be the biggest thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm excited for you and Lauren. And
Anyway, let's.
yeah,
I want
what
to
did,
talk a little bit about Light It Up.
Oh, I was gonna say, what did Chat GTP say? But
Oh, well, okay. Here
no,
we
let's
go.
talk. No. Let's talk about Light It Up. We gotta push that. Gotta push that to the audience.
Okay, Light It Up.
Light It Up 2023 April.
It's our annual storage burning fest where we go and burn all of our old footage.
Yeah, so if you want your raw footage, your ceremony, your toast, make sure to hit us up, because we are about to light that up. And
All
just-
joking aside, we don't do that.
No,
I don't want
ever.
people to think-
But also
Currently
keep in
ever,
mind that technology is technology. We do try to keep everything forever, but sometimes things go bad, and you can't blame us for that. And we tell you that ahead of time. So if you do want all your raw footage or your ceremony edits and stuff, just do it early. so you don't have to worry about it, and you don't have to stress us out about our hard drives crashing, which mine may or may not have done 4 times in the last month. So moving on. All your footage is safe if any couples are listening out there. Don't worry. But yeah, Light It Up 2023. That is a event for photographers and for videographers happening at Little Lights on the Lane in West Branch, Iowa, close to Iowa City. And it is a 3-day, 4-day, 3-day, 3.5 day, 4 days, 3.
3 days.
3-day event where photographers speak and videographers speak. And there's a styled shoot, I think, in the middle there somewhere. Or I don't know the exact schedule, but it is April what? 14? No.
20.
Aaron or Paige or Amanda, if you're listening, we know the date. We have it written down somewhere. It's just not off the top.
It is
April 23rd to the 27th.
Wait, are you sure?
No, I'm just guessing while you look it up.
Okay, it's not that day. It is
April 13th.
Wait, do I really not have it written down? Well, it's one of the last 2 weeks of April.
It's in April, so just clear your schedule for April if you're interested in learning from good
Don't let
photographers
anything be planned for April.
and decent videographers. Just kidding. I said decent videographers because Ben and I are speaking, but the other two are great. So, yeah. What you want to? Okay, you want to keep talking about it? I don't know what they're.
Yeah. So what are? I guess we could talk a little bit about what we're talking about.
Yeah, we could.
All right. So the way it's gonna work. So day 1 is for video. I think they changed it.
Yeah.
So video is on the first day, and then a little bit on the second day, and then in the middle of the second day is the styled shoots. Or wait. Yeah.
I think day 1 is video. Is it only 2 days?
If you get one or the other, it's 2 days. But if you get both, it's 3 days.
It's 3. Okay. So one day. We are doing
Which
awful
I
at
encourage
pitching
people
this.
to get all 3.
Yeah, do both photo and video. Even if you're not interested in photography, even if you're not interested in videography.
Yeah,
I think
the way
there's
I
gonna be
see
a
it, based
lot.
on what photo is doing, it seems like the photo is doing a lot on the business side. I'm sure there'll probably be little tips here and there, but it seems like they're like client experience, how to make a profit or make passive income, just stuff like that. That I think video could refer to, like video
Yeah.
could get content from too. But
Yeah. Regardless, we're talking. Madison Lynn is talking. Leah Rose Productions is talking for video wise. Can't remember all the photographers off the top of my head, but I know Jason Crocker, Grace T is like the headline, and then 2 others that their name is escaping me. Or maybe 1 other. I don't know how many photographers there are. But anyway, it's this event where it's kind of like an educational workshop type of thing. If you are in need in your business to invest in some sort of education, some hands-on learning, connecting with other vendors, Light It Up is the perfect way to do that. I believe you can look it up on littlelightsonthelane.com or Light It Up. Little Lights on the Lane / Light It Up, or their Instagram or whatever. Things are going to be being posted quite a bit from us as well. So if you're on the fence and you're like, I want to try to take the next steps in my business to enhance and grow and be a part of a community, absolutely would recommend it. I went last year. I filmed like the behind the scenes stuff. Ben spoke last year. It was all really, 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 really good content. So yeah. Light It Up 2023. Go check it out. We'll drop a link.
yeah, I think it'll be a ton of fun. I mean, it was last year.
My second shooter is shooting the BTS of it.
Yeah, that'll be
Tim. Yeah.
If
not
anything,
Ben.
Tim is the main reason you should sign up. To be honest,
Yeah,
that
Tim's
guy
a good guy.
is a one of a kind person.
He is a good guy to know. He will enhance your life.
And
Tenfold.
and he wears 2 watches.
Yeah, one on his left and one on his right, and then
And
one is
one is
analog
usually-
and one is digital. Yeah, and it's
And he's even talked about putting some on his ankles. But
yeah. So maybe
We
by that
haven't-
time, Tim will be rocking 4 watches at once.
yeah, Tim is a character.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, you want to? We'll talk about what we're talking about a little bit, I guess. So what I'm talking about is I'm talking about crushing, like from a vendor standpoint, crushing your wedding day with confidence and building relationships that are meaningful and impactful. So I'm just kind of going over a few things about why it's so important to connect with other vendors and all that stuff, and why it's so important to connect with your couple specifically. That's probably the most important one, and how to connect with guests and all this thing, and like build those relationships that are going to, 1, make your career a lot more fulfilling and better, and 2, make wedding days better, and 3, just kind of how to go through a day with confidence and knowing how to just attack the day with confidence and focus on those relationships, because what we found as vendors is how important it is to be able to communicate and talk and connect with people. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about how I do that, even though I'm doing a lot of research and self-reflection on how I do that. But yeah. And
Yeah, it's
Ben
pretty
is
cool how
talking
you can
about-
like how you can get how easily just like connecting with the vendors, being confident and making them feel comfortable can like get you on their like referral lists, and like heck, you could have terrible films, like maybe you're not the best quality, but like
they're just good at connecting.
as long as
yeah.
someone said one time like people want to work with friends, so like other vendors are gonna want to refer the people they enjoy working with.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to get more specific into details as I dive more into research and reading, but I will obviously tie a lot of it to videography, filming, probably talk a little bit about how connecting with your couple beforehand can help you tell a better story in post and all that stuff. But just a very broad sense, connecting, building relationships, and attacking wedding day with confidence. And Ben is talking about the good old subject of creativity.
Creativity. It's actually what I talked about last year, but this year I'm going to refine it a little bit more. Trying to think of ways to like maybe get more people excited about it. Ever since Light It Up year 1, I wanted to talk about something that I wanted to learn more about, figure out ways to improve. And since Light It Up, I've become a lot more passionate about it and trying to implement creative exercises into my everyday routine, which I'm still continuing to do better. But I'm going to talk about creativity. And one thing that drives me crazy, which I was texting you about this yesterday, was I see these photographers do these trends, and I'm like, I just saw like 5 other photographers do that same exact reel or whatever. Like, I'd love to see some like new ideas, new inspiration, rather than just following what someone else did. Now there is the idea of like you steal from other artists, but maybe like put a twist to it rather than doing exactly the same thing.
If you want to know more about what Ben is talking about, get the book Steal Like an Artist from Amazon.
Yeah.
It's cheap, great book, great read, inspiring, teaches you a lot about different things and originality, how originality really isn't much of a thing, but it's just
And how to
taking...
get inspired, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's what we're talking about at Light It Up. I mean, just more in depth.
I'm going to probably touch on... I still need to do more research on it just to... When you're presenting on stuff, you need to make it so you kind of have like proof of your knowledge, if that makes sense. And so I'm still doing a little more research on it, but just figuring out how to show people how you can potentially get traction on like Instagram and TikTok and stuff. And hopefully people will be interested in that.
Yeah.
So I feel like social media is like so easy to be. It's free advertisement.
Yeah, we'll drop a link and we'll post about it too, which I think neither of us have, and we need to do that. So if you want to learn more, you can reach out to us or reach out to Little Lights on the Lane or anything, and you'll get a lot more information. But that's something that we're kind of working on now as we work through our backlogs as well, and as Ben becomes a father here in the next day or so. And
Watch, I'm gonna become a dad, and then some reason like I'm gonna be releasing new videos every 2 days, like highlight films. Just like something happens where I'm just like,
bam.
I become incredibly efficient. I'm just like 2 hours. Let's see how much I can get done in this 2 hour nap, and then I'm like, yo, give me your thoughts on this film. And then the next day I'm like, here's a new one. Can you tell me your thoughts on this one?
Dude, I wouldn't get any work done if I'm just reviewing your stuff.
That's my goal. I want to be like, I want to see if I can get this done before Reed gets any progress on this next thing.
I have a feeling that's not going to be the case, but maybe. It's good to be optimistic. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to set my expectations low, and then I'll like outdo them.
Yeah,
I'm expecting to not get anything done in the next 3 years.
You hear that, couples? And that's why you should book Reed Shepherd Films instead of Graphic Formation.
But I'll tell you what, on that 3-year anniversary, you're going to watch the film of a life.
You're going to be blown away 3 years prior. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, and then Madison Lynn is another one of the speakers, and Leah Rose is another one of the video. Madison is an incredible female videographer. They're both, Leah and Madison are both female Iowa videographers.
Yeah.
They're Leah has been in the game for a while. She was filming weddings before I started, and so she's someone that I've always looked at as successful and doing. I don't know, Leah. I feel like everyone knows Leah.
Yeah, why'd you start laughing when you were saying that?
Because I don't know how to describe her.
Yeah,
she's kind of like Reed with the ability to like. I feel like when you talk with her, she's like, you're like, dude, this girl is like my best friend. Like she's just so good at making people feel comfortable, and I don't know.
Yeah, Leah's cool. Like you said, Leah's been in it for a while. Does good work. Her clients love her. Like you hear nothing but good things about her, her relationship with her clients.
And she's also a mom too, and so she's crushing it.
To 2 kids, yeah. And then Madison Lynn, she's doing great things, great work.
Incredible
awesome
work.
editor. Yeah.
Some of the best colors in Iowa, in my opinion.
She just recently got married. I think she's kind of focusing on a storytelling aspect. You know what? I'm not going to speak for them. I don't really know exactly what they're talking about. But sign up and go, and then you can find out.
Madison, if you're listening to this, I wish I could have filmed your wedding. It looked incredible.
Do you know she reached out to Aaron Datu?
Oh, Aaron always trying to do us dirty.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't do it. Or I can't remember why. But he's like... Because he posted a photo of me on his story, and then Madison's like, "Oh, how do you know Reed?" And then but I don't know who filmed. Did it?
Aaron would have crushed it.
She might have just had an associate or something.
Yeah, she had her associates, and I think she edited it. But
yeah. But anyway, light it up. Great. Check it up. Check it up. Light it up.
There's also some incredible photographers. I feel like if I was looking at the lineup, the photographers are just like these MVP LeBron just coming in here. I mean,
MVP LeBrons.
Yeah, like let's say you had 4 LeBrons on one team.
Hey, the Chiefs won.
The Chiefs won. Yeah, I saw they got a field goal, like a 40-yard field goal at the end.
Yeah, so they're going to the Super Bowl.
You were saying something about the refs making bad calls.
Yeah, I mean, the game all together. So everyone, both the Chiefs and the Bengals, were getting bad calls against them. I will say that. I will absolutely say that. And all the Bengals fans are pissed off right now, and they're like, oh, the refs are on the Chiefs' side. The refs are the reason the Chiefs won, blah, 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 blah. No. Just go cry and be sad. But yeah, there were some interesting calls on both sides of the ball. But it was a tight game the entire time. And I always say, if you're going to blame the refs for losing a game, why weren't you more ahead? at the end of it? Why was it tied until the very last 4 seconds? But yeah, Chiefs won. That's hype. They're going to the Super Bowl. Not to change the subject, but I felt the need to let you guys know that the Chiefs won last night, and it's exciting. And
How long have you been into football?
Probably as long as I can remember. So
like when you think back, what is your earliest memory of football? I'll tell you mine first, so it might spark some. My earliest memory of the NFL is, I think at one point in my life, I was getting these Sports Illustrated magazines as a kid. I think for some reason, I don't know if like school, I don't know, like maybe my mom got them for me. But on one of the covers, there was Donovan McNabb, who was the quarterback for the Eagles. It was 2005, I think. And I think I watched him for like one season or something. I don't remember. Maybe it was before that. But then the next season was Michael Vick. Michael Vick took his spot. And I remember thinking, dude, Michael Vick, he's like the LeBron of football. So I was like this big Eagles fan. Just dude, because of Donovan McNabb. But seriously. But yeah, so then Michael Vick, and I was like, dude, this guy's good. And then there was all this thing about him, dog fights and all the crazy stuff with him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then who was it? Someone replaced him. I don't think it might have been Nick Foles, but I can't remember if it was Nick Foles that replaced Michael Vick. But I think Michael Vick came back for a little bit.
Yeah, I think there was one more after Michael Vick left.
But just because of Donovan McNabb, that was my earliest memory of football. But since Nick Foles won,
the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I do know. Right? I saw that. I was like, I was not expecting that. I was for sure Kittle was going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, shout out George. We've actually met George. We hung out with George. It was a good time.
Yeah, he called us his best friends.
Yeah. He said, Ben is not funny and Reed is funny. And that's it.
And we have to give him the rights to this podcast when we're all done.
Shout out George Kittle. Great season.
He's one of our active listeners.
Yeah, he's going to come on sometime this year. He reached out to me via Instagram DM. He said, I literally had so much fun with you guys at that wedding, at the Picard wedding. And I know how much you're trying to push this podcast, and I want to come on and I want to talk about all things creative with you guys, and I will push it to the Niners fans of the world. I'll push it to my teammates, the coaches. So be expecting that in 2023. Probably going to be the biggest episode.
Okay. So,
but anyway,
tell me your earliest memory of football.
I don't know. I was young. I was so young. So my mom was a Chiefs fan and my dad was a Steelers fan. So I've always kind of grown up watching both the Steelers and the Chiefs. My dad was more into it than my mom. So obviously the Steelers were more of what I was focused on as a kid.
And then you felt the need to be like, okay, now I got to help mama get these Chiefs up here. Like, let's
yeah. No, so I mean, I watched both the teams like for as long as I can remember, and I still love the Steelers, but I love the Chiefs. I love them. I probably love the Chiefs more than I love the Steelers, but they're very close. It's weird because they're in the same conference. If you have two teams, it's usually separate conferences, but whatever. I'm also a 49ers fan just because of George Kittle. Shout out George. Can't wait for you to come on. But no, I just remember watching it on Sundays, and I started playing football at a young age, flag football, and I just kind of fell in love with the sport. It was fun, and then started playing tackle football in high school.
Yeah, what position did you play in high school?
In high school, what position do you think I played?
Tight end.
That was like my secondary position. So
you were probably a linebacker. I don't know.
Yeah, I was an outside linebacker.
Really? You didn't have anyone bigger than you? I feel like you're not even that big for a linebacker.
I mean, what? I'm 6'1", 6'2", probably 6'1" in high school. I mean, you don't have to be huge. I mean, I think what my thing is, I was quick and I was super aggressive. So like, I didn't let anyone push me around. So I was just like, I think I proved that in practice.
How do you feel like football changed your life?
Jeez. I think it taught me a lot about hard work. To be completely honest, because like, there was actually a lot of people that played in front of me. And I worked my way up to playing in front of them. And I don't know, lots of life lessons learned from the coaches and just practices and games and being a student athlete, all that stuff. I haven't really thought about this in years. So I really don't know how it changed my life, but it did. It had a positive impact, maybe minus the concussions and the injuries that I suffered. But I almost played in college. I almost went to Upper Iowa to play football. Almost went to Luther.
Dang, you would have put that school on the map.
Considered trying to walk on the UNI team, and I was like, I'm done. Like, first of all, I won't ever make it past collegiate football. And two, I don't think I really want to anymore. I want to focus on school and doing different things. But yeah, I mean, football's cool and I've just always enjoyed it. So I still enjoy it to this day.
Okay, outside of watching the games, how much like other time are you spending on looking up information about the team or like what's happening?
Not that much. I mean, I do fantasy football every year with some dudes from high school. So I mean, there's little, like, once a year we do a draft. You pick people, and like there's a little research involved with that. But honestly, not. I mean, I follow some things on like Twitter and stuff, and I don't know. I'm not like a super passionate football fan. Like, I'm not like, it's not my life. I just like the Chiefs and I like the Steelers. Okay, and the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, so I was just hyped about it. Okay, it was a stressful game last night, but let's move on. Why are we talking about football? We're not a football podcast.
Those games are the best, though. Those games are always like.
Yeah. There's probably a lot of creativity that goes into football. There is.
I mean, the plays and stuff. But
the plays and, yeah. Let's see if we can get, like, Patrick Mahomes on or something. I'll shoot him a message.
All right, well, we'll let it load.
Guess we're on our own. I guess we have to do a podcast without ChatGTP. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going back. I said, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. All I think about this chair is that stupid video that I made of that Christmas party.
Yeah, you need to make more stuff like that.
Yeah, that took me like half a day.
Yeah, but sometimes that stuff, you need that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, go.
I want you to give me an idea.
Okay.
How I should reveal the gender without being like the typical, like, above the baby photo, it's a boy, it's a girl, it's whatever. I like de-pants it and then I'm like, and I'm like laughing at it.
I was going to say you could just go for the old pants method, but dude, you're putting me on the spot. That's like a tough. Like, there's a lot of stuff like video format. Okay. So you just you could make it like a game. So you like post the feet, like a photo or a video of the feet, and then like the second series is like the kneecaps. And then you go to like the hands and then the fingers and like tights on the fingernails and
macros of the fingernails.
Yeah, you go like macro shots. And
cord.
you just turn it into this game for all of your Facebook friends or your Instagram followers or TikTokers, and just be like, guess the gender, and then you reveal it by.
Like the end of year 1, we finally reveal the gender.
Just don't let anyone know. I don't know. So the coolest one I've ever seen, it was before the baby was born, but it was like a wrestling match, like a WWE wrestling fight. I don't know if you ever saw that. Where it's like, I let my husband plan the gender reveal, and it was like a guy in like a blue wrestling uniform and a guy in a pink wrestling uniform, and they were like fighting and throwing each other through tables. That is awesome. So maybe that.
That is really creative.
I think that would be fun. Yeah. I kind of like this setup, dude. Maybe I need to do like YouTube videos right here.
Yeah, probably.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about whatever. Yeah, I think the wrestling match is a good one. Or I don't know. But just drag it out to be like a 4-hour thing. Like a 4-hour match. And people just get bored and stop watching. But
And then don't care.
yeah.
No, gender reveals to me feels so cheesy.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do one, that's cool. Like, do it.
I mean,
But
yeah, I mean,
they are a
I
little
think the way that people do them is not creative.
yeah.
Like that one you said, the wrestling one. That is creative.
Yeah.
And I think people get into this habit of thinking, oh, they saw someone else do this, I'm going to do that exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
I'll give it some. I'll give it some thought. I'll give it some thought.
What?
How you should reveal it.
Like, oh, okay. I
don't think I can.
Like the fact that people are. I thought you were saying that. My thing about saying people aren't creative with their gender reveals, and you're like, okay, let me think about that. Let me think about why people are not creative with their gender reveals.
Can you tell?
I don't know.
Am I in focus? Okay, focused, focused, out of focus. Dang. Well, that's a bummer.
You know what's crazy to me, though?
No.
So I think one thing that I was going to touch on last year for Light It Up was problem solving. And how we have these like world problems like climate change or I don't know, the debt that the nation has or whatever.
Debt, hunger, there's a lot of stuff.
Hunger. Yeah. And how science, like I can still hear myself in your speaker. Yo. Hey. There.
Can you? Here, let me just get in a good spot here.
Okay, good. So that cannot be comfortable.
Hold on, let me back
up. Okay, so yeah, the problems in this world, people try to solve them with like math and science and all this stuff. And they like come up with these roadblocks, but like the best way that people should solve these problems is with a creative mindset rather than I think it was 2 different types of problem solving.
What? Creative?
I'd have to look it up, but there's 2 different types of one's analytical and one's.
Is it not creative?
I think it's just. It's like a different word for creative, but and I think a lot of people just do this analytical idea thinking. There's like no one like wants to think about their own ideas and then put them to the test. I think a lot of people are afraid. So like these gender reveals.
So you want to touch on problem solving from a creative standpoint? Because I guess I mean like in a wedding and stuff. Dude, my audio, I'm probably so far away. So just every time you talk, I'll move it. And then, so what, like you want to talk about creative problem solving and like the world of weddings, obviously?
Yeah, I think there's just a different way to think about solving problems. So like, if it's business, you want to figure out a way to make this video relatable, or like, let's do it from a different aspect, like a venue owner. I gave this idea to Dan at Barnet Fairview Acres.
I bet I gave him a better
I was like, if I was the venue owner, I would, and I was trying to figure out, like, the problem is trying to grow your following and make your content relatable and funny, but somehow tying it in with the fact that you're a venue, so you can hopefully get more people to book you. And so I told him my idea was, if I was a venue owner, I would try to point out the aspects of my venue and the staff that would attract people. Like, one idea I had was, like, I feel like at Barnet Fairview Acres is very good about making all of their details super sharp. Like, I don't know if you saw the way they, like, I feel like their whole entire property is just, like, flawless. Like, the way they trimmed the grass and, like, did the hedges and, like, lined up the chairs and, like, I feel like everything about that venue is incredibly well put together and thought out. And so I thought, okay, this would be kind of a funny reel. Be like, you make a video of someone filming you, and you're like, when your wedding venue owners are type A to the max or something, and then they're like video clips of like Dan is like using scissors to like cut the grass, so it's like perfectly fine. Or and then like these like zoom ins on him like looking at the camera and like being like, leave me alone. And then like maybe he's like organizing all the energy drinks in like a very particular way. Just like things that I think people would find funny, but also be like, dang, these guys are cool. It doesn't even have to be someone that's getting married. It could be someone being like, I don't know. I feel like knowing what we know as videographers, I feel like I could go into any other career and feel like I could somehow grow a little bit of a following. Now that might seem a little bit like I'm boasting, but I feel like now,
not, though.
I feel like with constantly challenging our creativity as videographers, like we always have to, we don't just have like a LUT that we can put on our stuff. We don't have like, I mean, we have LUTs that we use, but that's not the main thing. Our main,
that's the final.
Our main skill set is creativity. And if you don't have creativity, then you don't continue to grow. You begin this mundane, like, oh, I've seen this video before. This video is... So, like, creativity is where we continue to grow. And so what we know, I feel like I could go and apply that to other businesses.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be actually really fun to go to a business and be like, hey, I'm going to help you guys grow. But...
yeah, so if there's any...
time is worth... I feel like it's not a cheap skill to have.
So if there's any businesses out there that are looking to... I'm going to say this in just the most soothing voice that I can. So if there's any businesses out there that are looking to
let's
grow...
try a game, actually. I'm going to spit out a game. I'm going to spit out a career. And then you have to give me one reel idea. Like one Instagram reel idea.
Okay.
Or TikTok reel or whatever.
I'm going to talk like this.
This is going to be incredibly hard. I'm going to say something random like... All right. Let's say you're a mailman. You work for the USPS.
Okay. Yeah. Easy. A day in the life of a mailman. What do you do in the morning? Where are you going? What's your route look like? What's your favorite house? What's your favorite dog that you see every day? Like just picking little things that are entertaining to you as a job. Similar.
I could see that.
You know, and
you
just
have like the same dog, and it's like a montage.
Yeah.
Every day. Like this one dog runs up to you every day.
Yeah, and you bring like a treat for that dog.
That.
Exactly. And like,
that'd be
or just a reel of every dog that you see. Be like, being a mailman's not that bad. And then you just have a montage of videos of these dogs running up to you and excited and hanging out with you. And then at the end, there's this one dog that you can't connect with and is just super pissed off at you every time you're bringing the mail. And then you make this whole series of you trying to win the relationship with this dog over. Dude,
Dang, that's pretty
easy,
good.
dude. I quit.
I'm
Linux.
gonna be a mailman today.
I'm doing campaigns for other companies that need help. Yeah, screw weddings. No, I'm
Okay,
just
so
kidding.
give me
for
one
you, for you, I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
go a
give me
little
the
hard.
hardest one in the world, like making keyboards or something.
Okay, your job. Coming up with a reel for your job. You are. I want to make it hard, but I don't want to make it too hard. I don't want to be like, you're an accountant. Because, I mean, I'm sure you could come up with some good reels.
Okay, we'll do an account.
But I don't want to make it too easy. Like, I don't want to be like, you're a musician. Because that's so easy. You can make 1,000 reels of that. So, your job,
I think the thing, though, with that thing, the musician, people thinks it's easy to make content. But
No,
that's when
so
you
it's
get
not.
caught
I'm
up
not
with-
saying it's easy to make music. I'm not saying it's easy to do this, but I think it is easy to make some form of content. Like, oh, here's a reel of me. I just put this little keyboard music part together. I'm going to share that. What do you guys think? Or here's a melody I'm humming. Like, or the start. This is where the idea came from, and here's where it ended. Like different things like that. But I want to give you a hard one, but I can't think of a hard one. Like I want to say a McDonald, like a McTub worker. But
I feel like the worse the job is, the easier it would be to make content.
I know,
You
I
just joke
know.
about the things that you hate about it. I think what's really challenging is being in a career like videography
yeah.
and trying to come up with creative things to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, with all these online courses and online, like, videos to learn from and trending things, it's so easy to get stuck doing that same thing. And yeah, like musicians, I think it'd be so easy to just make content and post it, and then but then eventually people are gonna be like, yeah, this isn't creative anymore. I think
Yeah.
to gain traction as a musician, you have to, I think it really comes down to showing your personality
Yeah.
and how to be relatable. I feel like that's
Yeah,
the way things are going, to be honest. Making
it-
things
I-
real and less
Yeah.
staged.
Absolutely is. Gosh, I'm
Less
just trying
formal.
to think of just a hard one. Like account. Okay, yeah, you're an accountant. Give me a
Okay.
reel.
So I'm trying to get people to gain. So
Okay, even better. Since we're almost at this time of life, you're a tax accountant for small businesses, for LLCs,
the
for
tax,
S corps.
that's like makes me sweating instantly.
No, I know, and it makes me sad. But that's a hard one. Okay.
A tax accountant. I feel like the harder it is when you don't know anything about it, and taxes are something I know nothing about. I would maybe, you need people to relate to it somehow, and I feel like taxes
But
is one of those things.
But everyone relates. Everyone hates taxes. Everyone hates doing their taxes. So there. I just
mean,
gave
the
you an
reel
idea.
could literally be. The reel could literally be when you're trying to make friends. It would be like you like being like, hey. So you like walk into a room and everybody like sees you and you like shake their hand and they're super great, and then you like tell them who you are and what you do, and you're like, I work for the IRS. And then like then it's like a bad date where the girl's like, oh, I got an emergency. And then like
Yeah.
anyone he tries to meet like leaves. Like it's like a montage of all the excuses people make when they don't want to like be friends with them. When you try to make friends when you're when you work for the IRS.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
I can honestly say I don't know
You're
anyone
out
that
to
works
like.
for.
Yeah, I don't either. But you're out to dinner with your IRS friends. Like, hey, you might want to keep that receipt. Just like little annoying things that they
Your
do,
whole
like,
conversation's like, that's a write-off right there. Yeah.
Let's
These
right
deep
off.
conversations about tax-related stuff.
Okay. Well, we've been going for over an hour. Let's dial it back. Let's talk about inspiring things. You know what? This is my favorite part of our podcast. I like this part, even if the answers are always kind of funny. But give me something. Give me something that's inspired you recently. Ben, okay, so we need to make a montage. Actually, every time I ask you, so this is you. So be like, say, all right, it's time for the end of the episode. Like, what's inspired you? And I'm gonna do what you do every single time.
All right, so what's inspired you this week? Looks around and
I'm not joking, dude. You always look for little things. You're like, oh man, that ceiling fan, dude, that's throwing a lot of inspo at me right now, dude. I can't believe they make those things to circulate air and make it feel better in the rooms that you're in. Oh my gosh, the inspiration, man. Holy cow.
God, I feel like I don't have anything inspiring near me.
As you're looking around right now. Literally, you're looking around.
I feel like for me, I can't just look forward and think. I have to be like, I have to see something to trigger something to be like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What's inspired me recently?
Dude, we've ended all 18 episodes before this have ended that way. So yeah, don't say, man, why are you asking me that question?
Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Do you have anything?
Okay, I'll go. No, but I can come up with one. Everyone's like, oh, these at the end they're bullshit. Like they don't know nothing. They're thinking of them on the spot. No, okay, but for real, this is actually a real one. So this weekend, I helped our friend Ryan, who we talked about on this podcast. Shout out Ryan. Shout out Travis. Shout out Aiden. But especially shout out Travis. I helped him film a CrossFit. The CrossFit circus here in Des Moines or over in Grimes. And for me, that's not really my scene. Like, I enjoy working out. I enjoy that. But CrossFit is not my thing. I don't care for it. But what's inspiring is to see all these people that are passionate about that. And they're competing and doing these games and like having fun with something that absolutely sucks. Like seeing people fall off bikes and like fall to the ground, like breathing and blah, blah, blah. Like that's passion. And that was cool to see. And it's humbling and kind of eye opening when I'm like there and I'm like, yeah, like sure, we're filming and I love filming. That's what I do. Blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, that's fun for me. But being like just, yeah, kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, I don't personally think this is for me. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm not invested in it. But seeing other people be invested in it just like opens your eyes to the whole world. Like you don't have to be interested in something for other people to be passionate about it or to grab inspiration from other things. And it kind of brought me back to like this podcast. Like we've had the brewer come on and like talk about how he brews beers and like that's interesting to me, but like I don't care much about, like in the best way possible. Like I don't personally have a giant interest in that and like passion for it, but he does. And I think it's just cool to see that and bring all those things to an audience and all that stuff. But yeah, so that was mine. That's actually very real. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I think people being passionate about stuff is what kind of gets me excited about what we do. Mm-hmm. It's very contagious. For me, so I just started reading this book, Atomic Habits. And even just in the first, 2 chapters, it's been kind of eye-opening and kind of explains the whole fact about, and Jamie, it was interesting because Jamie said last time that she sets these really ambitious goals, and she's able to achieve them, which is interesting. But I feel like I'm just not the kind of person that can do that. Like I'll set these goals and I'm like, well, I guess we'll see if we get there. But Atomic Habits talks about how you're not supposed to set goals, but instead you're supposed to set systems. So it's almost like you invest. It's kind of like investing. You invest a little bit of cash, and then in 30 years, that little bit, that $1,000 turns into $1 million. So like you set up these systems, which I'm still trying to like break this book down and try to figure out how to create these systems. But setting these small systems so that eventually over time you essentially improve your life. Like it multiplies over time. And it's really interesting. And for me, just paying attention to the little things like, yo, let me pick up this trash now and take care of it. And seeing if I can create these smaller habits so that, in the long run, maybe my delivery time will be shorter because I've created this system that has just made my process faster and more efficient.
I want to read that book so bad. I need to get it.
It's good, and it's kind of right to the point, too.
Kindle boy. I haven't even...
Yeah, did you get your case?
No,
It probably died.
I forgot to order it. No, I tried riding the bike with it.
And it hits the button on the bottom of it.
And then it starts freaking out, and I was super annoyed. And, okay, Kindle, let's talk real quick. Something that should be inspiring for you is this conversation about why do you have this super easy to hit button on the bottom, and why don't you allow it to flip over? Come on. That would solve all my problems, everyone's problems. So, Kindle, if you're listening, freaking let it flip over. Okay? That's it. Okay? Jeez. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. If you get that case, though, it's pretty nice. It's got like a little holder in the back so you can kind of hold the thing because it's this fragile little thing.
I know. It doesn't make sense how easy it is to hit that button. Like, I literally would set it down so lightly on the bike.
And then it hits it.
But it'd be good. I'm like, all right, cool. I can read and I can crush this workout. As soon as I start pedaling hard, it's like, boom, we're done. We're locking up. You can't read. You can't read and bike. Sorry, Kindle. Nothing against you. I just felt a little hostile there towards you. But fix it, honestly. Gosh,
I'll tell you what, though. Reading is the one thing. That's one of my goals I've been trying to work on, even if it's just reading a little bit. But, man, it is hard work. I just can't get excited about reading. And I want to be. It's just so boring. Just feed me the info.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to.
But, I mean, a good way to look at it, too, I'm awful at reading. My name's Reed. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I should like reading. I get it. I've heard that joke 1,000 times. I don't. Okay? But it is so good for you. When I read or I read a book or before bed or in the morning or something, I feel so much better. My brain feels exercised. I feel good. I feel like I learned something or got some sort of entertainment. But for some reason, it's finding the motivation to do it. Just like you're saying, that is so hard. Once I'm in it and if it's good, I enjoy it. But it's the hardest thing to find motivation for. Even harder than going to the gym. And yeah, but anyway.
I'm going to share.
I'm just going on rants now.
I'm going to share what I've highlighted in Atomic Habits so far.
Okay. That's good.
Okay?
Okay. And I'm going to read the first page in How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 things highlighted so far. First one is changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound in remarkable results if you're willing to stick with them for years.
That's a good one.
This is another one. This is one of the core reasons why it's so hard to build habits that last. People make a few small changes, fail to see a tangible result, and decide to stop. You think, I've been running every day for a month, so why can't I see any changes in my body? Once this kind of thinking takes over, it's easy to let go. Good habits fall by the wayside. But in order to make a meaningful difference, habits need to persist long enough to break through. So there's a plateau. You have to get past this plateau.
It's like with the podcast. Remember, we always joked about if we don't make it to 7, we die. And now we're at 18, dude. We made it.
So now we need to be let's make it to 21 and then.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to post a podcast every day while you are with child.
I hope you do. I want to see you on a solo-sode. Is that what they're called?
Solo sode? Maybe. Here's the first sentence in this book. It's kind of heavy. Ask both Adolf Hitler and Martin Luther King Jr. for a basic definition of influence, and you might get similar answers.
What book is that?
It's how to win friends and influence people.
Oh. Yeah, I think Aaron actually.
But I mean, that
said
makes
that's
sense. Like
one of his favorite
influencing.
books.
What?
I think Aaron said that's one of his favorite books too.
Aaron Masterson, Aaron
Datu.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, cool. Well, we've been going for an hour and a half. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. Screw it. I'm just going to keep saying
Please
that.
subscribe.
That's our thing now. Listening, viewing, seeing, subscribing.
If you listen, though, then we'll get like a couple pennies, which is nice.
Yeah. So, like, maybe if you're a watcher, watch it on YouTube, but then, like, put it on Spotify or Apple Music, just on, like your bottom, like, turn it all the way down. But just let that baby roll. Just let that baby roll. Go through all the
You
episodes.
don't need to listen to us. Just hit play.
Yeah. Well, I meant no. I'm saying if you watch it on YouTube, you watch, you're a visual person, you like to see our faces. Just put it on Spotify or Apple Music too, and just turn it all the way down. Let it run through every episode a couple times. We'll throw you some cash at the end of the day once we hit our $15 mark. Also, shout out.
Close.
We'll talk about this in the next episode. Apparently, you can leave reviews on Spotify and Apple Music and Anchor and stuff. Go ahead, do that. We have a couple. Shout out to those people that we have no idea who you are. Reach out to us. We'd love to thank you personally for your kind words. People seem to enjoy hanging out with us and chatting with us and laughing with us. But anyway, any last words from Ben before he becomes a father?
See you next time, Dad. Talking to myself.
See you next time, Dad? That's the best. That's all you could do. See you next time, Dad.
See you next time, Dad.
Why not? Can't wait to see how much I've changed in 2 months when I'm back on the podcast. Why not?
Watch. I'm gonna literally text you next week. I'm gonna be like, "Hey,
Podcast?
you can do a podcast tomorrow morning."
Yeah, I figured
Like Jamie
I'll be-
said, it's the easiest time when they're an infant.
That's true. So who knows? Maybe Ben will be on next week. Doubtful, but maybe. Otherwise,
We should bring on Aaron, or I can message Ben Chapman.
Well, I want to wait to do those when you're around too. Like my thought, I'm like, maybe I can see if Tim wants to like be our intermediate co-host or interim co-host and just chat with him about things, or bring on different people and do like quick little 30-minute things, or maybe even longer. Who knows? Just to keep it going, because like I said, our goal is to be consistent, but obviously a change of life is happening for Ben right now, but I'm still going to be around. So if you're here listening for Ben, I'm sorry about it, but you're going to get me. And I think I'm going to try to do a solo episode next week and see what happens. But
All right, bro.
and you can text me little nuggets this is from Ben. I am so tired. Like just quote some things from you. But cool. Well, we might FaceTime before you have child, but I won't see you on this platform. So
Until next time.
congratulations. See you next time, Dad.
Deuces.